Hey guys, we got the trailer dug out here. I'm going to do a walk around of it and we'll kind of go over some of the problems with it and what all needs to be fixed. And I assure you it's not a short list. So we'll start at the front here. The coupler was not bad until, like I showed in the last video, this channel over here had been hit and it actually creased the coupler here. The old bolt for a safety pin. We only have the one safety chain, and that's marginal. Wiring, not good. The jack is bent on this plate. I know people have mixed feelings about it. Those jacks are actually made to go in these holes. I know some people don't like it because it gets in the way of the tailgate, but with a properly built trailer, with the toolbox back here, you shouldn't have to get into your pickup a majority of the time anyway. That's what we're going to do. We're going to add a toolbox to this for all your chains and binders, straps, etc. Up here we have conduit that's dangling from the wiring. Going across this front stop bar, that is bent from the jack plate bending. So we'll have to cut that off and replace that. The deck is pretty well dried out. We're going to go ahead and replace that. Most of the stake pockets around it look pretty good. But then we get back here. Fenders are trashed. Leaf springs are broke. We're missing an entire hub and wheel assembly here. Coming farther back, we have stake pockets that are torn out. This edge for the ramp is all beat up. Lights are no good all the way around. We'll put all new lights in it. We're actually rusting through. Probably can't see in the light here. There's a hole through there. This plate here has been caught quite a few times, so I'm going to pull all the screws out. In order to get these deck boards out, this actually has to come off. This is put on after the fact, which is a weird concept for me, but if you actually look, this decking has no screws that hold any of it in. What they do is they put the decking down and then they weld this plate on afterward. Fender over here, same way, pretty well beat up, torn up. We have new fenders, so we'll replace those. Back over here, just little stuff. Light brackets are bent. We'll straighten all this stuff out before it goes to sandblast. And I get back up here in this channel. You can see it looks like, if I had to guess, it got hit when someone was moving snow, because it looks like a cutting edge had pushed right along here. So there we have the new channel for the tongue here. We have a new coupler there, a new jack, and new fenders. So it should make for an interesting project. First things first, we need to strip off everything we're not going to use, which means taillights have to get cut off. We're going to cut off what's left of the fenders. I do have all new hubs, new springs, U-bolts, brakes, wheels and tires. None of this stuff is getting reused. We'll take the deck off and we'll go around and inspect and make sure all welds are good. We're going to pull this front plate off. I'm going to cut this added channel out of here for this jack. Like I said, I'm going to put it back in the tongue. I know some people are going to say don't do that, but that's how I'm going to do it. Especially these are made, like I said earlier, specifically for jacks like this. Now if you put the handle to the back, it shouldn't be an issue. I know everybody always puts them this way. That's where it's a problem, but just spin the jack on that same bolt hole pattern. They work just fine. New fenders are wrapped up in here. And like I said, new coupler in here. Wheels and tires are still at home, brakes are still at home, springs are still at home. I'm not going to do any of that until we get it back from sandblast. So I hope you guys follow along and watch this go from a pile to something we can actually use.